2.
And the ball has just been bounced in the centre down here to start the big match, and it's coming down toward Manson. Manson has a chance to try and shepherd it. He misses altogether. The ball has gone to Brown of Collingwood. Going in as Passmore of North Melbourne. It came out loose, and McDonald's on the ground for North Melbourne. He's kicked it right up. They're kicking to the Yarra Falls end as the ball comes sliding out over there on the centre wing on the outer side of the ground. North Melbourne are going to pick it up. Play on now, calls the umpire. It goes the advantage of that side, and it's coming out here in turn toward Spargo, who kicked it long, right down toward the forward pocket area. Nobody can pick it up yet. There's a left foot snap again by North Melbourne, is coming across the face of goal, through for behind only. And that looked as though Spargo may have made ground there to kick that ball. Anyhow, it's at that Yarra Falls end. The toss was won today by Johnny Law of North Melbourne, and he elected to play kick down to the Yarra Falls or the big scoreboard end. Incidentally, the weather has picked up immeasurably here. It's a lovely sunny day right now. The ball has been kicked in. It's gone out wide, and over there is Brenton Harris. There's two Harrises playing for North Melbourne. He has put the ball right back down toward Longmire. Cannot pick it up in there as the Collingwood defenders as well, and they've brushed the ball through Kerrison over the boundary line. Only a matter of 10 metres away from the behind post at the Yarra Falls end. North Melbourne doing all the attacking just at the moment. Going up high there was Bryce. Couldn't get the tap down for North Melbourne. Kerrison's held high. He gets rid of the ball very quickly. The ball is coming out toward Allison. He plays it on in front of him. Brown was able to stop him from getting the ball clear. And umpire Clayton has called for a bounce. He's called for that bounce right on the boundary line. The boundary umpire was watching it very, very closely, waiting to see if it had trickled over. It didn't. And so now umpire Clayton has brought the ball into the North Melbourne's advantage. It was on the boundary line. He's brought it in 15 metres. That's simply because he hasn't got enough confidence. He threw it in the air, and he should have had it right beside the boundary line. It's now out of bounds on the full, kicked by North Melbourne. And Longmire stands the mark, and Shane Maud will kick the ball out. On the 3AW Dan Murphy Sellers scoreboard, North Melbourne are one behind, Collingwood yet to score.
Ball kicked back into play by Morwood, marked by Hawke. We seem to have heard that name today. Hawke on the half-back flank, kicking it around towards centre wing position, travelling the members' side of the ground. High was Manson off the pack, and it's gone over the line out of bounds to be thrown in. A point on the scoreboard to North Melbourne. That's the 3AW Dan Murphy Sellers scoreboard, and it's up towards their half-forward flank members' side. Back it comes, and knocking it away was Christian. Down to ground to Hawke. Hawke, a great smother there by North Melbourne, by Spargo, and it's gone over the line out of bounds to be thrown in. It's just near, about 55 metres out from goal, near to the front of the scoreboard on the members' side of the ground. And back into play it comes, spinning back into play in the front berth. Christian won the tap, down the ground it goes. Kicked off the ground there by Allison. Allison kicks it over towards the boundary line. Hawke on the ground, picks it up, hand passes out, and they come around the members' side of the ground with Kerrison. Kerrison kicking up towards centre wing, troubling the members' side of the ground, but it's over the line out of bounds and lands in the slop and slush inside the boundary line on the members' side in front of the riders' stand. It's a point to North Melbourne. Collingwood yet to score as we hit 5 minutes into the quarter. McDonald kicks it up towards the half-forward flank, travelling that member's side of the ground. Christian had a touch, picked up by Jimmy Cracker. His kick was smothered, picked up in turn by Chris Iska, kicking towards the centre of the ground, and Barwick takes the mark. Barwick in the centre of the ground will handball on. They're coming along and lively now, and kicking it long there was McGuan, but the mark is taken by Law. The attack held up, and he takes the traffic around the outer side of the ground this time. Shove there, play on as the call. No, the umpire has seen the free kick, and it's got to go to North Melbourne. Will be taken over there by German on the centre wing position on that outer side of the ground. Kicking it up towards the half-forward line. It reaches the 50-metre line, knocked down by McGuan. Maud was in there too. Down to the ground it goes. The umpire will have to bounce, and he will, on the half-forward flank, plumb on the 50-metre line on the outer side of the ground, and that's at the end, at the Yarra Falls end, the end of which North Melbourne are attacking. They've kicked a point, and Collingwood yet to score on the 3AW Dan Murphy Sellers scoreboard, and it's hard yakka out there, and their ball up in the air now, knocked down by McDonald in towards a pack of players. There's a chance for Dacos, and he whips it out. It's intercepted. Down to the ground it goes again, kicked off the ground, picked up very quickly by Spargo. Spargo kicks long in towards the forward pocket on the outer side of the ground. That looks like a North Melbourne mark, and it'll probably be Longmire coming up there with a mark in the forward pocket. Up there on that outer side of the ground, that was McCarthy. So the ball now with McCarthy in the forward pocket at the Yarra Falls end, and McCarthy steadying now to take his kick. North Melbourne a point. They should score something from here. He's well within range, 35 metres out, the angle about 55 degrees. He's put on its way, and it's well astray from the goals, that's for sure. One behind, so it takes North Melbourne on to two behinds, 2 points, and Collingwood yet to score.
And around the grounds we go. El Martello.
The Swans 1 point, St Kilda 1 point.
Gary Price.
Hawthorn 1 goal, Melbourne no score.
Mick Irwin.
Footscray 1-1, Geelong 1 goal.
And finally, Sam Newman.
Richmond a 1-1-7, Carlton a 1 point.
There was a big opportunity there for a mark by North Melbourne through McDonald. He missed it altogether. Spargo cops a free kick, though, so North Melbourne will go into attack. They're kicking down to the big scoreboard end, and perfect sunshine here. Dacos stands the mark. It's a torpedo punt kick, and it's a nice long kick. It's right up to the teeth of goal. Nobody can take the mark. The ball comes loose. It's going to be picked up by Hawke of Collingwood. He's booted it out wide, out of the half-back flank. They're outnumbered over there, and there's could be a free kick to Collingwood. That player badly interfered with, but wasn't paid, and North Melbourne going to attack, and German's got this. German takes the mark, and he's going back. It came from McDonald, and German to shoot at goal from about 35 to 40 metres out. Hawke stands the mark. German moving in, shooting at goal. It's right through the centre. That's the first major of the day on the 3AW Dan Murphy scoreboard. And North Melbourne are now 1 goal to 8, and Collingwood yet to score. Tommy Layup, have you picked up any moves yet? I noticed one of the taggers out there is that
Passmore was on the Malane, Harry.
Right.
Bryce has got on the back pocket. McDonald was picked up Manson. Fairley on Sartovich. Law at, on right. McCarthy centre half forward, Britton Harris on the half forward flank, and German on the half forward flank.
Thank you, and the ball has been knocked down. It's coming down here in the direction of Spargo with a left foot kick for North Melbourne. They are doing all the attacking. Allison's got a chance here, whip out a hand pass, and he does. Goes straight over to German. He's into an open goal. He's got his second. 2 goals to German, 2 goals to North Melbourne, and that was very smart work. 8 minutes coming up on the clock, and North Melbourne 2-2, getting away to a good start. 14 points, Collingwood yet to score. Rombarassi.
Well, North have definitely opened up the bet, and I was going to talk about them before the match, Harry. We didn't have time, but they are a side better suited to ground level work, as is going to happen today with the ground pretty soft. The weather's lovely at the moment, but of course the ground is a little bit wet still and heavy, so it should suit them. Just the same, by the way, Harry, I would have still chosen Collingwood because I did feel that they would come back to their best today under the pressure of need. They're on their home ground, but so far it's been all North Melbourne.
Back in the centre, and McDonald contested the issue. It was knocked off the ground over towards Dacos. He couldn't control the ball. In comes Malane in towards the centre of the ground, and a good hand pass came out to Brown. Brown in turn worked it up to the half-forward line. Might have been a free kick there. Play on us a call. North Melbourne rushing it through. Jason Lovin out to Bryce at centre wing member's side. Bryce kicked hurriedly, but did it well to kick it up towards James Cracker. And Cracker over on the 50-metre line in front of the scoreboard there. Interesting decision this by the boundary umpire. He's going to throw the ball back into play, and I thought it might have elevation might have been a little high over the boundary line then as it trickled over. It's 2-2 North... Pardon?
You were right.
2-2 North Melbourne, 14. Collingwood yet to score. The ball back into play, knocked away by Christian. Under the far forward line, picked up by Jimmy Cracker. Hand pass to German, and his 3rd goal. Oh, they're running hot, North. Germans kicked 3 goals. Beautiful goals on the run too. And North Melbourne have gone on to 3-2-20. They lead Collingwood yet to score on the 3AW Dan Murphy Cellar scoreboard.
Gee whiz, it's a great start, Ron.
Well, there's Shaw, isn't it? Shaw is on Jimmy Cracker, and at that stage just couldn't handle it, although it might be Kerrison staying down the back pocket, taking Robertson or Jimmy Cracker as they come there in the forward pocket and rest, but they certainly didn't do the job that time because he was able to get the hand pass away to German without opposition.
Well, the ball back in the centre of the ground, and Manson jumps over his opponent rather than stand on him, and that gave North Melbourne the advantage through German yet again to Allison with another hand pass. It's going over to McCarthy. They've shifted their side around. North Melbourne looks pretty good. McCarthy's deep into the forward zone. That's going to be a mark to Longmire. Longmire has marked right beside the goalpost, so he's going to be on a difficult angle, but he is he'll go back about 15 metres. When he kicks, he'll be 5 metres out. He's going around a little. He's kicked it. I think it's a goal. They've got 4. They've had a brilliant start that's not been playing here more than 11 minutes. And North Melbourne have flashed on 4 goals too. A great start to be 26 points. 3 of the goals by German, 1 by Longmire. And this has really been something. Now, Tommy, who was picking up a German? That'd be Hawke, I suppose.
That'd be Hawke, Harry. He's playing as a ruck rover at present, Germany. After that first goal, he went in on the centre bounce, and Jim Cracker's gone into forward pocket.
Well, somebody better pick German up.
Back in the centre now, umpire Clayton preparing to bounce the ball. Some fun and games going on there between Dacos and Spargo won't let Dacos get in front of him, and they're still edging and shoving right near the circle, and Clayton comes in to bounce the ball. Manson there. I think McDonald had the better of the duel. Down to Dacos, grabbed by the leg. Play on as the call. No, the umpire paid the free. Dacos, the free was there, and the umpire paid it. Dacos in the centre of the ground. It'll be the first time Collingwood have got beyond the half-forward line. If he can get it up here, it's up at centre half-forward now. Held up a little bit by the breeze, knocked away there by Bryce, over towards the outer side, picked up by Manson, slow to get rid of the ball. Hand pass comes out to the ubiquitous German, and German kicks it wide over to centre wing on the outer side of the ground. Coming in there, a chance for North Melbourne. Knocking it away was Larkin, out in the direction there of Clarkson. Clarkson, a hand pass to Spargo, and they whip it around the outer side of the ground up towards the centre half forward spot. It's loose, it's lobbed in towards the goal square. A chance here for North if they're quick enough. Down to the ground it goes. It's flipped out and kicked over the line and out of bounds by Krasiska. So it'll be thrown in the forward pocket on the member side of the ground down at the Yarra Falls end. North Melbourne comfortable at the moment on 4-2-26, leading Collingwood yet to score. 3AW Dan Murphy's shallow scoreboard at 12 minutes. Back into play it comes. They're high. Christian High knocked it down. Picked up by Larkin. A pot shot for goal hit the post. 1 point only, and North Melbourne go on to 4-3-27, leading Collingwood yet to score. And the ball now with Morwood to kick it back into play and perhaps get Collingwood into attack for a change. They've only been up there once or twice maybe. Morwood now kicks to the outer side of the ground. What's he looking for? The target is Christian. Christian High over the back holds a nice mark. At 50 metres out, and he hand passes quickly to Kerrison onto the left foot, bringing it around to centre wing on the outer side of the ground. Manson tried to slide into the mark, couldn't. Whipped it out in the direction of Shaw, but he's outnumbered there. Picked up by Spargo, kicking it round up towards the half-forward line. A chance for a mark there. Off the pack it goes. A chance here for North Melbourne through Love. They knock it over towards the boundary line. That's over the line out of bounds. To be thrown in yet again at the Yarra Falls end, outer side of the ground. North Melbourne are 4-3-27. Collingwood yet to score, and we tick up to 13 minutes into the quarter. So North have done very well, extremely well, you've got to say, early in the game. The ball about to be come back into play, propelled back into play by the boundary umpire. In the front berth was Morwood knocking it down. It's gone in the direction of Love. He couldn't control the ball. It spilled to Shaw. Shaw kicks it wide over to the member side of the ground, and it's over the line out of bounds to be thrown in. 13 and a half minutes in. North Melbourne 4-3, Collingwood yet to score.
And we wait for the ball to be thrown in front of that scoreboard. That's on the members' stand side of the ground at the Yarra Falls end. Up they'll go, and Longmere at the back. The ball went out nicely. It's come back toward North Melbourne, and North Melbourne fire at goal through Robertson, and Robertson has put it through for a behind. So it's all the attacking down there. Ron, is the breeze, it must be favouring the Yarra Falls end. How much?
Yes, I'd say a 2 or 3. It's playing almost straight down the ground, Harry. It's about 2 or 3 goals worth, I would say, at this stage.
Anyhow, Kerrison for Collingwood to kick the ball back into play. Looking for Manson, can't take the mark. It's off his hands. It goes out wide. Over there is Hawke to take a kick, and he boots it down toward half forward. Here's a chance now for Armstrong. Oh, he was tackled hard. He tapped the ball on, though. He's down with a head injury. Picked up down here by Ryan. And he, in turn, young Wright, pushed that ball to Taylor, and Taylor outmarked Martin. The other boy is still in the hands of the trainers over there.
I think it's Barwick.
Yeah, it is young Barwick. He copped one tackle to the head. The free kick was given by umpire Clayton, but it went to Collingwood's advantage. It slipped out to Wright, and Wright was able to find Taylor. Taylor's 15 metres out from goal, no angle to speak of, and he's kicked his 41st goal for the season by putting it through. A valuable goal needed desperately there by Collingwood. And on the 3AW, Dan Murphy's scoreboard at 14 minutes in, Collingwood are 1 goal straight, 6 points, and North Melbourne are 4 goals for 28. And we'll go round the grounds. Firstly, with El Martello.
Swans by 13 points, 3-2-20, St Kilda 1-1-7.
Gary Bryce.
Hawthorn lead by 5 goals. They're 5 goals straight. Melbourne are no score.
Mick Irwin.
Footscray 2-2-14, lead Geelong by 2 points, 2 goals.
Sammy Newman.
Richmond 1-3-9, Carlton 1-2-8.
Manson out of the centre, but straight to Jimmy Cracker. Up he goes. Should have been a mark to Shaw. He missed an easy one. He does a good smother there, and he's going to pick it up now. Kicks it back, and North Melbourne trying to get the mark. No, Big Manson went up. It was almost a mark to that player. Player called the umpire. There's 5 players over it, and in will go umpire Clayton to bounce the ball. He's bouncing it right in the centre of the ground. Players a bit edgy down there. And they decide with umpire Clayton right on the job, is letting them know, come on, start cooling down. We have Mullane and McDonald clashing. The ball's thrown up in the air. Manson got the tap out, but straight to an opposition play. McCarthy trickled off his boot, didn't even go a distance at all. In goes the boot from McCarthy. Free kick to Collingwood, and Hawke will get it. Hawk of Collingwood to take the free kick. Booting down toward half forward, looking for somebody to take the mark. Well done there, Jimmy Cracker almost took it. The ball's whipped away though. It's coming down now, out toward McEwen. McEwen goes in. There'll be another ball up here. In fact, I think today you'll find that umpires, both Clayton and Saville, will be throwing it in the air. On the 3AW Dan Murphy scoreboard, North Melbourne 4-4, 28, and Collingwood 1 goal straight 6.
16 minutes into the first quarter, and it's been a good 1-2. Clayton throws the ball in the air. Ruckman vie for possession there, went down towards Barwick. Jim Crackler's in there and taps it to Phil, or the other way round, Phil to Jim, and over towards the centre wing position. Larkin was in the front berth, kicked off the ground by McCarthy. Larkin breaks loose and picks it up at centre wing on the outer side of the ground. Pops it in towards the forward line. Coming up there is Longmire leading out. He's knocked it away by Morwood. Down towards the ground goes, picked up very quickly, and a quick snap by Clarkson up towards the centre-half forward spot and high at the back there. Taking the mark for North Melbourne was a big fellow in McCarthy. Now taking the mark at about 40 metres out, roughly. He'll commence his run in from approximately 40 metres out, kicking to the Yarra Falls end.
We saw him play at centre-half back last Sunday.
And play well.
Played well, and now he's up on the forward line, so it was a good move so far. I'll get Ron Barassi's comments about this move after the boy kicks.
McCarthy coming in to line them up now, puts it on its way. A pretty good deliberate looking kick. He didn't take too many steps. That would have taken Ron Barassi's eye, I'm sure, and the result is 1 point 17 minutes into the quarter. North 4-5, Collingwood a goal.
Yes, well, on moves, Harry, I'm not as impressed with moves these days because all players are versatile, so it's, you know, it doesn't take much intellect to change around.
Well, Morwood kicks it back into play, comes around the member side of the ground. He's looking for Christian again. It's knocked away by McCarthy, kicked off the ground by Robertson. In towards the forward line and a quick hand pass to Clarkson coming up there, Allison, and Allison's popped it through for a goal. Allison socks down and running the boundary line has popped it through for North Melbourne's 5th goal, and they've gone on to 5-5 and an excellent start. 5-5-35 leading Collingwood a goal on the 3AW Dan Murphy Sellers scoreboard.
And we'll go round the grounds again. We're starting with El Martello because this match not being broadcast. It's been broadcast 3 years at the racing station. St Kilda Swans, Al.
Swans leading by 8 points, 3-3-21 to St Kilda 2-1-13, 20-minute mark.
And Christian is off, and Banks is coming on for Collingwood. And Gary Bryce.
Hawthorn are now 6 goals, 137. Melbourne a no score.
Mick Irwin.
Footscray lead by 6 points. Footscray 3-2-20, lead Geelong 2-2-14.
Centre bounce, Pay McDonald down to the base of the pack. Nobody can Fossick it out yet. Several players trying to. Eventually it was taken out by Mullane up towards centre-half forward. I'd pay the mark to Wright. The umpire has. There's good effort there, and Wright has taken the mark at centre-half forward for Collingwood and kicks it now. Taylor's led up, being grabbed and hassled there. Coming across his path was Bryce. Knocked to the ground. It's going to be picked up quickly by McEwen. McEwen's kick and it's tapped over the line out of bounds to be thrown in.
Okay,
Phil Cracker.
We'll go to Sammy Newman.
Richmond at 1-5-11, Carlton at 1-2-8.
Ball being thrown in Collingwood's forward pocket, members side, and down there at the railway end, the ball back into play now, thumped away by Starcevic, picked up by Barwick, the snap is hindered, down the ground it goes, pumped out, a chance for Phil Cracker. The umpire sort of throwing the ball, play on, he uses the advantage rule, kicks it up, and McDonald takes the mark, sprawling across the half-back line. McDonald now putting North Melbourne into attack, and coming in to take his kick now, he's kicked it around the members side of the ground. Over there is Krasiska, he was the man in front, knocked down to the ground, a chance here for North if they're quick enough, and they will be, I think. No, they're not. It's down to the ground on Collingwood's half-forward line, kicked out, it goes to and fro, up towards McGuan, knocked away from him, Lovers in there, play on as the call, the umpire's letting it know, he said there was a throw there, and the free kick is against Robertson and goes to Tony Shaw. Shaw on the... Which way is he going? He's going to play the free kick to Brown. Brown getting the free kick, and Brown will take the free kick from the centre wing on the member's side of the ground. 20 minutes in as he kicks the ball, coming around that member's flank, knocked down by Starcevic, picked up over there by Krasiska, knocking over towards McEwen. McEwen slides with the ball, gets it under control, a hand pass to Mullane. It was dubious. Mullane now, he kicks it in towards the forward line, chopping across here is Law. Law's in trouble, he's tackled right, left and centre. Barwick picks it up, he got it across to right hand, balls into the square, and he gave it to Taylor, and Taylor's kicked the goal, and he wants to attack Bryce. He's got him on the ground, he's resting and rubbing his head in the mud. It's right in front of the spectators down here at the railway end, and there's a schmozzle down there. Taylor kicked the goal and then he attacked his opponent, but it's Collingwood's second goal, Taylor's second goal. Collingwood are 2 goals and North Melbourne 5-5-35. 3AW Dan Murphy Sellers scoreboard.
Well, that's amazing, that, isn't it? Now he kicks the goal. He can do no more than that. Surely Martin's got to tackle him hard, which he did, and he could have lost all of that. I know that the all clear was being given at the time when after he raced straight, because he was almost on the goal line, Taylor, when he raced straight at Martin, but he could have lost that goal. That's very stupid play. I mean, what more can the lad do than kick the goal?
Well, I think he was just sort of squaring off to what he saw, what he thought he saw was being done to one of his teammates. I think it was young Wright as he hand passed the ball. Very courageous hand pass, by the way. Great play, by
very undisciplined.
Yes, I know. I'm just saying what was in his mind. He shouldn't have done it, but that's what he was thinking.
Anyhow, the ball out of the centre, and up went Kerrison to get the ball, and he kicked it right down toward half forward, and they're fighting hard there. Passmore in there, jostling with his opponent. And coming up out of it is Dacos, and umpire Clayton will bounce the ball. 2 goals to Taylor, 3 to German. And we have the ball being thrown up on Collingwood's half-forward line. Fairly stopped his opponent there in a flash in Starkovich. But there's no free kicks these days for interference in ruck. You're not supposed to shepherd in any ruck duel, but the umpires let it go, and umpire Clayton now has to throw it up in the air yet again. At the 50-metre line, and up they go, and now Starkovich pushes his opponent in the back. It's kicked off the ground by Fairley. It comes down in the direction of North Melbourne. Oh, great tackle. Kick off the ground here by Manson. In will go Cracker, that's Jimmy. And he has kicked the ball up to Phil, and Phil takes the mark. We wouldn't believe it, but mud has come all over the number of Jimmy and looks like an 8 as well, so that's going to make it even harder. Phil kicks it out toward to his teammate in Larkin. Larkin has kicked long, right down toward that half-forward, well, almost to the forward pocket area. But in the way was Turner. Turner over to Shaw. Shaw down to Mullane, and Collingwood temporarily out of trouble. They've had plenty of pressure on them. He's at centre half back, Mullane, to take this kick. Taking his time about it too. Now he kicks into toward the centre of the ground. The breeze is holding it up okay, and the ball goes down. Fairly reckons he's got a mark. The umpire told him to play on, and he did. And so he kicks back toward half forward. Shaw behind the pack picks it up for Collingwood. Has kicked it out. Turner is about to try and get under the mark. He won't do. So it goes out toward German. Runs into his own teammate. And then he gets back onto the right boot, kicking over toward the half-forward flank on the outer side of the ground. In there is Clarkson. He got the ball moving all right. Went though to Hawke. Hawke back in turn to Krasiska, and Krasiska looks for Manson. Manson can't get into the game. The ball is coming down toward McEwen. Manson's got a chance now, doesn't know where to hand pass it to, and it players again right over the top of the ball. I think Clayton will have to ball it up. He's watching it very closely. He's trying to let the play go. It's kicked off the ground by Fairley of North Melbourne, down to Robertson, being grabbed when he wasn't in possession. He was then pushed in the back. But Shaw is not too happy about the decision. I think you're lucky to get out of it, Tony. And the ball will be thrown up in the air again by umpire Clayton toward the half-forward line of North Melbourne.
23 minutes into the quarter, and in there is McDonald. He whacked it down. No chance for Collingwood to get away, but they get a free kick for a push in the back. And they're coming up with a free kick on the half-back flank on the outer side, on the member side of the ground. It's 5-5 to 2 goals, and that free kick is going to Kroll. Kroll kicks it into the centre of the ground, knocked away. A chance here for Banks to replace Christian. He wheels away and gets wide, kicks onto the half-forward flank, travelling the member side of the ground. A chance for Manson. He's attacked. He knocked it out cleverly to Dacos. It was good football by Manson. Dacos in towards Taylor. He's impeded, but it's loose. A chance for Wright. 20 metres out from goal. He'll hand pass. Hand passes to Hawke. He moves in 20 metres out and kicks it right across the face of goal. And it's over the line to be thrown in. Thrown in the forward pocket on the outer side of the ground. At 23 and a half minutes in, North Melbourne 5-5 to 2 goals on the 3W Dan Murphy Sellers scoreboard, and it's hotted up a little bit. There's plenty of physical stuff in it, and one would expect it with the conditions in the opposition, the teams. Ball back into play. Starcevic knocks it out in the direction of Wright. Can't bring it there. Gets it out of Banks. Banks has got it and hand passes to Kerrison at centre half forward. Kerrison now turning onto his left foot, kicking up towards the half forward flank area. A bit further than that, knocked away. Down to the ground it goes. Was a chance there for Robertson. He couldn't control it, nor could Spargo. The ball now on the ground came out very quickly. Might have been a free, but play on was a call. Law trying to knock it further along. Coming in is Mullane, 25 metres out from goal. He's got nowhere to go. Has to kick hurriedly onto the left foot over the direction of Starcevic. He couldn't hold the mark. Play on is the call. And North Melbourne player crawling along on hands and knees there. And that was Brenton Harris. Harris now kicking up to centre wing, travelling the outer side of the ground. And the ball is loose. A chance again. Kicked off the ground over there by Clarkson. The hand pass came out over towards Banks. He's grabbed by the leg. Play on the umpires paid the free over there on centre wing position on the outer side of the ground. It's kicked back in towards the centre half forward area, but McDonald comes up there to take the mark in defence for North Melbourne. 24 and a half minutes in, and North Melbourne repulsing this attack through McDonald at the centre half back position.
My word, these colours are very similar. The stripes of North Melbourne and Collingwood. Luckily, it's a bright day. but it does confuse the players. That's a lovely long kick. North Melbourne to put themselves right up into attack. And here we have Krasiska whipping the ball out nicely over to Turner. Turner of Collingwood coming straight down the ground. Hawke on his own because he never bothers to mind anybody. And here he's kicking it now down to the half-forward line. A chance for Collingwood. It's into an open space here. Manson was the wrong bloke to let go for it. He was too slow. Once he got hold of the ball, he was grabbed. Then it went out to Bryce. Bryce has put it right down the throat of an opposition player. And moving in will be Banks. Banks taps the ball to ground. Comes over 50 metre. Better kick. Too slow. Almost caught by Allenson as it comes down to McEwen. McEwen of Collingwood gives it straight to an opposition player, probably again confused by the Guernseys. And eventually it's rushed over the boundary line by Bryce with young Brown of Collingwood hammering him. And, of course, the ball went out of bounds. It's thrown in half-forward flank here for Collingwood. There was another chance for Banks. Missed it again. He's not playing with confidence. Goes down to Brown. Brown of Collingwood looking for Barwick. Barwick can't take the ball. He gives away a free kick. Copped a bad one himself before. And now he sees the umpire Clayton, give the free kick to Harris. This is Harris of North Melbourne, Brenton Harris, and he kicks the ball long. It's come down toward Mullane. Mullane of Collingwood is going round the boundary line. He was tackled high, didn't get the free kick, and now there'll be a ball up by umpire Saville. Going in pretty hard. Mullane went in fairly hard then. Spargo was well aware of it, wasn't prepared to take that, and fronted up and let them know, because Mullane did come in very, very hard as the umpire has decided to throw the ball in the air. Kerrison's got hold of it. He's away from the action at the moment. He throws it up to umpire Saville, then goes up and picks up Jimmy Cracker. He's tagging him. It's on half forward for Collingwood on the member stand side of the ground. Manson got the tap away. It came out to Kerrison. Kerrison in turn has kicked it toward the boundary line. That's the second time he's kicked it out of bounds in the full. And the free kick will go to Bryce. Bryce of North Melbourne after 26 minutes of play. And on the 3AW Dan Murphy scoreboard, Collingwood a 2 goals straight 12 and North a 5-5-35.
Bryce kicks it to centre wing, travelling the member side of the ground. A big thump by McDonald, whacks it over the line and out of bounds to be thrown in. It's between centre wing and half forward flank for Collingwood, travelling the member side up to the railway end. 5-5 North Melbourne. 2 goals Collingwood, the ball spinning back into play. Manson gets the whack, knocks it out. Mullane gathers it in, rushes past the tackle, got it out very quickly there to Brown, and Brown kicks it up towards the half forward line. A good spoil by Bryce. It's gone out in the direction of Larkin. Hand pass to Passmore. Passmore's got it under control. No, he hasn't. He's lost the ball. Down to the ground it goes, and the umpire will bounce it. I must say that Passmore laid on a pretty good tackle before, which held up a Collingwood attack, and he did it well. It's 5-5 to 2 goals. North Melbourne leading. 3AW Dan Murphy Sellers scoreboard, and Clayton with the ball. He throws it up on Collingwood's half-forward line, member side. McDonald thumped it away over to Bryce, who took it well. Kicks it in towards the centre of the ground. A chance here for McCarthy. Picked it up beautifully, McCarthy, onto the right foot, and he's kicked it up towards centre half-forward. There's only 4 people up there. One of them is Longmire, and he's come out. Longmire got it under control. Hand passed out. It was kicked off the ground by Love. Clarkson picks up and hand passes back to Longmire. He pops it up towards the full forward spot. It's bouncing towards the goal square, and Tony Shaw is more than happy to let that go through. He kicked it actually, and it's gone through for 1 point, and North Melbourne go on to 5-6-36. Collingwood 2 goals, 12 points, 28 minutes into the quarter. Morwood about to kick the ball back into play, or is it Morwood? No, it's not Morwood. It's kicked back into play up towards the half-forward flank on the member side of the ground, knocked away by Allison, picked up by Hawke, and Hawke gets the ball working as the kick-in came from McGuan. Hawke gets the ball working around to Turner. Turner kicks it up towards the half-forward line. It's knocked away. Bryce had it, nearly threw it away, kicked off the ground by Fairley, and it's going to go over the line and only just to be thrown in.
And around the grounds, El Martello.
Swans by 3 points, 5-4-34, St Kilda 5-1-31.
Gary Bryce.
Hawthorn lead by 39 points. They're 7-3-45. Melbourne a 1 goal.
Here's Manson knocking the ball down. It's coming toward Larkin on the boundary line. Larkin will pick it up okay for North Melbourne. Puts it in towards the centre of the ground. Looking for a teammate there. It's all Collingwood. They'll be picked up over here by Turner. Turner going down looking for Starkovic. He can't find him. Oh, well done Fairley. Brought the ball with him and came right away. Drove the ball down toward half forward. Looking for German down there. It's kicked off the ground by that player. No, it was Clarkson. And he kicks it out wide. Going to be picked up down there by young Harris and Brenton Harris. And Love was also there, and the ball has gone off the boot of Love eventually and over the boundary line. We continue around the grounds. Down to you, Mick Irwin.
Geelong lead by 16 points. Geelong 5-6-36, lead Footscray 3-2-20.
And the ball being thrown in here close to the goal post, or the behind post of North Melbourne. It comes out the back. Larkin gets it and he puts it through for another goal. They've got another goal, North Melbourne. Wasn't too much excitement down there. Was it Larkin that kicked that, or was
Might
it
have been Robertson?
Or Robertson? We'll check it out and see who they pat on the back. Anyhow, it's a goal to North Melbourne, 6-6-42. It's been a good quarter for them. They're 30 points up on Collingwood, who are 2 goals straight 12, as we check Sam Newman for the score, Carlton-Richmond.
Well, it's quarter time here at Princess Park, and Carlton lead by 4 points. They're 3-3-21. Richmond at 2-5-17.
Ball up in the air here, and Mullane scoops it up out of the centre, kicks it wide over towards McEwen, and McEwen's taken the mark close out to centre wing position. They're running loose. Collingwood. McEwen's got a handball. No, he's got to change his mind now. It's a covered, and he's kicked it up towards the forward pocket area. Law in there, had his arm dragged back. Siren goes with Dacos in possession, and the quarter went 31 minutes, and North Melbourne in that time kicked 6-5. It's got to be...
Okay, the game has started down here now, and there's a great tackle by Fairley, yes, on his opponent, and Starkovich was very lucky to get away with that, as we see right on the interchange for the start of this second quarter. Up went Manson and tapped it down okay, looking for Starkovich. He's lost it again. The ball goes down the ground. Here's an opportunity now for Ryan. He's on the ground. Ryan out to Barwick, and Barwick booting it long, right into Taylor's chest. And Taylor could have run round after he took the mark, but decided, no siree, I'm going to take my time here and make certain I put it through.
No, he didn't say it at all. He didn't look immediately around towards the goal, and therefore didn't see the opportunity quick enough. When he did see it, of course, it was just a fraction too late.
And young Martin standing, the mark stepped in towards the centre of the ground instead of stepping onto the boundary line, try and get him around a bit more.
Well, he's now lined up from 15 metres out. He's not far out, and he hasn't missed, even though the angle was about 60 degrees. And he's put it through for his third goal, and Collingwood have got their third very quickly into the second quarter. In fact, they've been playing about 90 seconds on the 3AW Tats Kino's scoreboard, and Collingwood now 3 goals straight, 18 points, and North Melbourne a 6-6-42. Let's get back to you, Al Martello, the game not being broadcast, and tell us a bit more about St Kilda Swans.
Well, in the initial start, the Swans got the jump on. They got 3 quick goals in that first 10-15 minutes. Then St Kilda fought back. They got more desperate, and their running players, Burke and Conlon, brought them back into the game.
Okay, be back with you in a moment, please, Al.
And knocked out of the centre, picked up by Ryan after it was flipped over by Dacos, which was pretty good work. And there's a free kick to Collingwood, and they're starting to lift. Collingwood will now through Ryan, often gives him a bit of bite, Ryan, and he's come on to replace one of his teammates, anyhow, obviously. Kicks it up towards the half-forward line. Taylor there decides to thump it away, and it's going to be a free kick against Taylor, and it will go to Martin.
I'll tell you what, if Taylor was given as many free kicks as he gives away, and for the same reasons, he'd have a few more shots at goal. I reckon the umpires are a little bit tough on Taylor at times.
Well, it's against him, and the free kick is going to go up there to the young North Melbourne player, Martin, and Martin's looking to which side of the ground? He's looking to the outer side, but they've all congregated on the members' side, so there he goes, and he boots it up towards the centre wing position. At the back is McCarthy. Had a touch, and that was it, picked up by Kerrison. Kerrison quickly up towards centre half forward. Fairley was there. Off the hands of the pack, the umpire said there's a free kick, and it's going to go to North Melbourne, be taken over there by Bryce, I think it might have been.
Correct.
It is, and kicked over towards the half-forward flank, picked up by Phil Cracker, across towards Fairley. Fairley at centre wing on the outer side of the ground, picks it up, gets past his opponent, kicks it up towards the half-forward line, and chopping across there was taking a mark for North Melbourne on that half-forward flank is Spargo. Spargo's picked it up on the half-forward line. Clayton coming in to bring Spargo around. Spargo plays on, but he'll have to go back, and Clayton's making sure that he kicks it from precisely where he's supposed to. Standing the Marcus Turner as it goes back to Spargo. Half-forward flank outer side of the ground, and he's kicked in. There's a lead up here from Longmire, punched away by Morwood. Down to the ground it goes. A chance here for North Melbourne, and they boot it up towards the half-forward line, but it's gone further than that. Over the line out of bounds for over the line for 1 point. 1 point only from the boot of German, and North Melbourne get to their score, going on to 6-7-42, 6-7-43, leading Collingwood 3 goals, 18 points, and Morwood about to kick the ball back into play. He comes up to the line, and he goes to the outer side of the ground. Over there is Manson, the target. Off the hands of Manson it goes. Comes down very quickly to Allison. That player kicks it in towards the full forward area. Players sprawling all over the place. Shaw will tidy up probably. He got it. Ran into the tackle of Robertson. Down to the ground it went to German. German was whacked in the back, but the umpire's going to bounce the ball between centre half forward and full forward for North Melbourne in this quarter, travelling to the railway end, or the Sheridan stand end. There's 6-7-3 goals on the 3AW Kino scoreboard, Tats Kino scoreboard, and umpire Clayton throwing the ball up in the position which we've just described. About 35 metres out from goal. Coming in to do the ruck work was Morwood. He got it down to Shaw. Shaw fiddled it around. Nobody can control it. Eventually it's picked up very quickly there by Love. Lover's kick is high in towards the full forward area. Nearly a mark to players coming across the face of goals there, and it's through for 1 point. Love made remarkable speed to get the ball up to the goal front, and North Melbourne now on to 6 goals, 8-44. Lead Collingwood 3 goals, 18 points, 5 minutes into the quarter.
And we'll go round grounds and just check on scores. Yes, El Martello.
Swans by 3 points, 5-5-35, St Kilda 5-2-32.
And in comes Morwood to kick the ball back into play for Collingwood. Out to Manson, cop one in the back, and the long last he gets a touch as we go to Gary Bryce.
A 45-point lead to Hawthorn at the 1 minute mark of the second quarter. Hawthorn 8-3-51, Melbourne a 1 goal.
McCarthy comes in and takes the mark, plays on, he's holding the ball. Wasn't paid again by umpire Saville. The ball goes loose. It's going to be picked up by Brown, and Brown of Collingwood kicking it long. Right down to that half-forward line, and Bryce is there first for North Melbourne. He pulls over, goes towards the boundary line, and it'll be over and out. On the half-forward flank, 50 metres out on the outer side of the ground at the Punt Road end, and it's going to be thrown in Collingwood's area as we go to Mick Irwin.
Geelong lead by 22 points. Geelong 6-6-42. Lead Footscray 3-2-20.
And Fairley knocks the ball straight out of play again, so the boundary umpire throws it in, but it's closer to the Collingwood goal. Here's Sam Newman.
Carlton by a goal, 3-5-23. Richmond 2-5-17.
They go for the knockout by Starkovic, and still Fairley. Fairley got the tap down okay. It's coming out now to Bryce. Whips out a hand pass before Cracker. That was Phil could get a touch. Oh, well done, Dacos. No, it wasn't considered to be the required 10 metres. He jabbed it over in the direction of Banks, and Banks had to play on. The umpire called him on. It went to Collingwood's advantage because Banks swung onto the right boot, fired at goal from about 35 metres out and put it through. Collingwood are very accurate. They're 4 goals straight on the 3AW Tats Keno scoreboard. That's a total of 24 points, and they're 20 points down on North Melbourne, who are 6 goals, 8-44. Here's Ron Barassi.
Yes, quick thinking by Banks then. Heard the call from the umpire, and I agree the umpire was correct. It wasn't 10 metres, about 9, and went around and coolly and calmly put on his boot correctly for that snap to go through.
Clayton threw it in the air. Manson got the tap. It's down towards Dacos, being tagged there. Dacos bumped heavily, but he managed to get the ball out pretty quickly there to Krasiska, kicking long down towards the half-forward line. A good mark taken by Law in defence for North Melbourne. He's favouring the member side of the ground, and that's the way he's bringing the kick up towards centre wing position. What's his option? It's going to be Harris, Brenton Harris there. Off his fingertips, close to the boundary line, kept back into play. Manson gets it out very quickly to McGuan. McGuan kicks it up towards the half-forward line. Taylor's out there, hit him on the chest, bounced off his chest, picked up very quickly by McEwen. A hand pass out to Starkovic over to Barwick, and Barwick's had a quick snap for goal. It's going to be offline and through for 1 point. From the boot of Barwick, recording the first behind to Collingwood. They're now 4-1-25, trailing North Melbourne 6-8-44 on the 3AW Tats Keno scoreboard. Martin preparing to put the ball back into play. Taylor directing Hawke up to pick up a man. Which was pretty good thinking there by Taylor. Martin kicks the ball back into play. It's out near the 50-metre line on the member side of the ground, off the hands there of Manson, down to Ryan. Ryan finding it difficult to pick it up, but eventually he does. Picks it up and kicks it in towards the centre half-forward spot, and a good mark taken for Collingwood there at centre half-forward by Malone. Play on was the call. It's knocked out quickly to McGuan. McGuan kicks it in towards the half-forward line, and Starkovic takes the mark near enough to centre half-forward. It didn't advance far. He's got a lead up, but he's kicking long. He's kicking over towards the member side of the ground. Banks got on his own over there, knocked away from him, but he manages to fist it away in the direction of Hawke, who I thought might have been pushed in the back, picked up by Dacos, and he's kicked it up towards full forward. The play stops. Phil Cracker out to Jim is good football. Then they get it further afield. A chance there for German to pick it up and work it out towards the back pocket area. They can't do it. Collingwood pick up there and kicked up by Banks, and Banks has kicked the goal. Well, they fiddled while Rome burnt there, North Melbourne sort of thing. They had ample opportunities. They handled the ball quite a lot, but couldn't get it out of defence, and Banks, the opportunist, has kicked his second goal. Collingwood are 5-1-31 and North Melbourne 6-8-44.
That's going to be very good for Banks, Ron Barassi, because he's been down on confidence.
Yes, Harry, you're right.
And
Harry, it was how he got on the ground. Christian was beaten early by McCarthy. Last week, Lee Matthews thought that he wasn't quick enough for someone. He took him off and put Banks on.
who, Christian?
Christian, yes.
Well, it was an opportune move because it certainly brought Branks in.
Yes, good play there, good coaching, very observant Tommy. Back in the centre of the ground and up they go, and McDonald won whatever there was to win there. It went into the mud and slush in the centre of the ground. Nobody can control it. In there is Brown of Collingwood, but the umpire Clayton is right on the ball and he's going to throw the ball up just about in the centre of the ground. We'll call it in the centre of the ground. It's only a metre or two away from the circle. So in the centre there with Collingwood 5-1 now, trailing North Melbourne 6-8 on the 3W Keno scoreboard. In the air it goes. Manson the advantage, I think, down to Larkin. Larkin can't get out of that. Yes, he can. Gets onto his left foot and kicks it over towards the half-forward line. There was a chance there for North Melbourne. They couldn't control the ball. Holding the ball is the call, and it's against Love. And the free kick will go to Turner. Turner of Collingwood out towards the half-back flank area on the outer side of the ground. The Magpies going down to the Studley Park end of the ground on this occasion. Down it goes to the Yarra Falls end. It's a long kick, a good kick up there towards centre half forward. There's a chance for McDonald to mark. He couldn't do so. A chance for Starcevic also. He tries to fiddle it out of the pack, can't. And North Melbourne's Law bringing through out to Larkin. Larkin kicks to centre wing on the outer side of the ground. And Collingwood doing well there to Mullane to come and take one of his typical marks. He plays on quickly out there to McEwen. McEwen's marked on the half forward flank on the outer side of the ground. He's 55 metres out and he's taking his time about going back. Taylor leading towards the member side of the ground. It's going to be chopped off. Banks in there, a chance. Down to the ground it goes again. Out it came and a gap to Dacos. Dacos on the half forward line. Member side. Hand passes quickly to McGuane going upfield onto his left foot and he's kicked into the forward pocket and the mark has been taken by Barwick, I think it might be, plunging forward there to take the mark just in front of the scoreboard. 10 minutes into the second quarter. Barwick with the ball. It's kickable. And he's coming in now, lining them up very carefully from the boundary line. And that's where he is, right on the boundary line, and kicking up to the Yarra Falls end of the ground. 6-8 to 5-1 as he lines them up and puts the ball on its way and hit the post. Hit the post, bad luck for Barwick and bad luck for Collingwood, but they go on to 5-2-32, trailing North Melbourne 6-8-44 on the 3W Keno scoreboard.
And we'll go round the ground, starting again with El Martello.
Swans by 4 points, 5-6-36 to St Kilda 5-2-32.
Pretty dour sort of a game there. Gary Bryce.
Hawthorn lead by 50 points. They're 10-3-63. Melbourne are 2-1-13.
Their ball's been kicked in down here by Martin. It came out to the 50-metre mark and Spargo picked it up for North Melbourne. Drove it down to where McRae has just come onto the field. He won't get it though. Kroll will. Kroll of Collingwood goes. Oh, lovely pass. Straight to Banks again. And Banks has got the tail in the air now. He sees the lead up by Taylor. Taylor's out in front of Martin. And Barwick looking at Martin now. Barwick copped one before. Taylor's got it. He's not going to get a 50-metre penalty though. And Taylor goes up and stares things to Martin. Won't upset him. He's the most likely type.
I think he's
Michael Martin.
Said a bit to the umpire too.
And I like Martin's style. He plays them close. That's what the full-backs should do. And he's not falling, no matter how much experience Taylor's had, he's not going to fall for all that. Anyhow, Taylor's kicked 3 goals and Banks 2 for Collingwood. They're the only goal kickers so far, the 5. And this is kickable also for Taylor. It's not a very good kick by that player. It went very low trajectory and it was marked by Bryce of North Melbourne. He takes the mark right in that last line of defence, kicks it out where a chance there for Barwick. He was interfered with just he was going for the mark. The ball comes down the ground. Players are over the top there. Passmore's well over the top of his opponent. And umpire Saville decides upon a bounce. We're going down to you now, McEwen, checking your score.
Geelong lead by 16 points. Geelong 6-6-42, lead Footscray 4-2-26.
And also to Sammy Newman.
Carlton lead by a point. They're 4-6-30. Richmond are 4-5-29.
That ball was no sooner thrown up in the air than we saw the perfect tackle that we were talking about in the open line segment, where German was really grabbed and grabbed very strongly. He had no chance of getting rid of the ball, so it's another throw up in the air. This time Manson clearly knocks it down. Trying to find a teammate, but it'll be another throw up as players again jump on top of one another, and we see yet another ball up. Now Collingwood have worked their way much closer to North Melbourne. They're 5-2-32 on the Tats Keno scoreboard. North Melbourne are 6-8-44. It's just 2 goals the difference. More accurate kicking by Collingwood. And up goes the ball again. This time Starcevic knocked it down. North Melbourne are going to take it away. They'll take it away down here through Spargo. He's booted it long and it just bounces inside the boundary line. Over and out into the mud on the half-forward flank in front of the member stand. And North Melbourne coming down to the Sherrin stand end. That's the railway end. And there's the ball being thrown in by the boundary umpire. Mullane got up lovely there, very high, and got it down to Barwick. He kicked it off the ground. He didn't waste any time. He wasn't taking any risks there. The ball's in the pack of players yet again, and umpire Saville blows the whistle. and will throw it up yet again. Plenty of throw-ups at the moment by umpire Saville. He's right on the centre wing in front of the members' stand there, the Collingwood stand. They'd be pretty vocal, I would imagine. Up will go Manson, tapped it out again okay, and Mullane works hard to pick it up and then kicks it high in the air. It'll be called play on. It hasn't gone 10 metres, but back goes Mullane again. Picks it up off the ground. He's in dashing form. Boots it long. Looking down here for Taylor. Taylor's up in front, looking for the free kick, and I think he's got it. He's got the free kick from umpire Saville. Now it's Martin's turn to say something to the umpire. And he really is. That ain't a kid, Martin. Probably learned from his dad, Rob.
Well, his old man wasn't behind the back door when it came to handing out some verbal barrages to his opponents and sometimes teammates, and of course always the umpire.
And not only verbal either. Well, a free kick to Brian Taylor, and he's 30 metres out from goal. He's directly in front. It's on its way. He doesn't miss these too often, and he didn't miss this one, and he's got 4 goals, and he's put Collingwood on the scoreboard up to 6 goals to 38. They're within 6 points at the 15-minute mark of the second quarter of North Melbourne for a 6-8-44. We go back to you, Al Martello. Tell us the score and a little bit about your match, St Kilda.
Well, the Swans are leading by 9 points, 6-6-42 to the St Kilda 5-3-33. In this quarter, it's a very scrambly quarter. St Kilda are winning the ball well, but their indirection and their disposal being very, very poor. And the Swans are making the most of their opportunities when they do go forward and get goals on the board. And
back in the centre here, and McDonald's knocked it out up towards centre half forward. A chance for Kerrison. He hand pass quickly across to Turner. Turner onto the right foot has kicked it down towards centre wing, travelling the member side of the ground. Cleverly knocked on by Starcevic up towards centre half forward. Ooh, there was a clash. Manson going in hard. Down to the ground it goes. Nobody can control the ball. Kicked off the ground up there by Clarkson. Clarkson kicking in towards the centre of the ground. It's picked up very cleverly there by Barwick. It might have been kicking in. No, it was Brown kicking in towards a half forward flank over towards Barwick. On that half forward line on the member side of the ground, the umpire's blown the whistle.
Yeah, Barwick grabbed were not in possession there, Bill, seen by umpire Clayton.
Now he plays on quickly, 55 metres out from goal. He's kicked it up. Taylor's in the front berth again. Tried to know. He's grabbed the mark. That's a rip snorter. Oh, razzle-dazzle stuff that. Taylor, in the first instance, I think, was intent on knocking the ball away from Martin, but he somehow or other claimed the mark, and perhaps Ron Barassi can give you a better description than that.
Yes, he came from behind, but eased past the body of Martin in midair, so when he knocked the ball forward a fraction, 3 or 4 inches, he's able to come from the side and sort of finish up taking him with a double grab in front. It was quite an extraordinary mark.
He's plumb in front now, and he's kicked another goal for Collingwood. That's his 5th and Collingwood's 7th. 7-2. That's 44 points, so scores a level.
It's interesting, Bill, to see the 2 guys who have been out of form for many, many weeks on Collingwood's forward line. It's Banks and Taylor have kicked all of their goals to date.
That'll be a little bit of psychology in that, down to the seconds with Taylor, and that's revved him up a little bit.
Yeah, and also it would give them a hell of a boost in confidence, as Harry was saying before about Banksy.
Well, it came to mean the difference, Ron, of perhaps second position or second chance, you know, second or third.
Double chance.
Yeah, double chance.
Yes, no question.
And the ball waiting for it to come back so we can go right round the grounds. El Martello.
Leading by 9 points, 6-6-42, St Kilda 5-3-33.
Gary Bryce.
7 points. They're 11-4-70. Melbourne are 2-1-13.
Mick Irwin.
Geelong 6-8-44, lead Footscray 4-4-28.
And Sam Newman.
Fine game here. Carlton 4-7-31, Richmond 4-6-30.
And the ball back in the centre, and up goes Manson and knocks it out for Collingwood. They're playing well now. The ball goes to ground, picked up by Spargo. He's had a lot of touches. Down toward McCarthy, can't take his kick. Or Clarkson gets right into Kerrison after he got rid of it. Kerrison was quite happy, but McGuan wanted to go on with the business, and Martin shifted out now. The centre half back has kicked it long, almost a mark to Turner. Playing call. The umpire went to Tony Shaw over there with a hand pass now to Kroll, and Collingwood out of trouble. Siska played in long sleeves in the first quarter, is now without them, as there was a free kick there to Morwood. It was paid. The whistle went. Young Kroll, Siska stopped altogether. Then he bent down and kicked the ball and went straight to his opposition player in Clarkson, who boots it back, and the goal umpire says it's a mark. Woo-hoo. The long mark. I would have thought that was over the behind line. We're in a perfect position here. Well, Bill, you were watching it as well. Looked as though it was over the behind line.
From mine it was.
Anyhow, Longmire now with a chance. Very difficult angle, of course. He's going to run around. He does. He shoots a goal. I think he might have put it through. The goal umpire agrees, so young Longmire gets his second goal for the game. A very good effort, took the mark, looked as though it was behind the behind line, but anyhow the goal umpire adjudicated the mark. He went back on a very severe angle, was allowed to run around, improved his angle, and he kicks his second goal. And the score's now 1 goal the difference, with Collingwood 7-2-44. 3 out over Tats Kino scoreboard. North Melbourne 7-8-50. Quick comment from Ron Barassi.
I think umpire had a better view than us by a fraction, Harry, and closer than us, so I have to leave it to him.
Kerrison out of the centre, kicked it back only about 3 or 4 metres, and the umpire will have to throw it up in the air again. Yes, I agree with what you said, Ron. He would have had a better view, but we must stress that our view of this particular situation is good. We're looking straight across the line. Nevertheless, the ball up in the air yet again. Manson and McDonald won it. Got it down very quickly to McCarthy. McCarthy's kick up towards the half-forward line. Trying to get in the game there. That was Clarkson, but it spun loose. It's going to be taken away by Krasiska. Krasiska, a hand pass out towards the member side of the ground. Tapped back and picked up by Spargo. Spargo kicks high in towards the half-forward line, coming around the member side of the ground, and that's a pretty good mark to McGuan there, coming in on the half-back flank member side for Collingwood. Defending at the railway end, and he takes it away in towards the centre of the ground. There's a chance here for Robertson. Robertson chopping across was Banks. They eventually got it out, worked it across there towards the half-forward line. Clarkson coming in the front berth there is Kroll, but Clarkson got it out to Larkin. Larkin taps it further, or tried to get it to German. Couldn't do so. It's kicked off the ground there by Banks. Over to centre wing position, will be picked up and taken away by Spargo. Spargo running the gauntlet there, and he gets it well. Kicks in towards the half-forward line. Longmire got a shove into the mark there from Morwood. Nearly worked in the favour of North Melbourne, but Kroll picks it up and a hand pass to McGuan. It's on the half-forward line for North on the member side of the ground. They can't get it clear. Coming in is Ryan of Collingwood. Ryan burrowing in there, and the umpire's going to bounce the ball about 40 metres out from goal, from North Melbourne's goal at the railway end. 20 minutes into the quarter, and its scores are 50-44 in favour of North Melbourne on the 3AW Kino scoreboard. And with the umpire now, the field umpire, throwing it up into the air, 45 metres out from goal. It was knocked away. I'll give McCarthy a fair share of that. Down the ground to Larkin, and Larkin snapped for goal as over the line and out of bounds on the full, and the free kick will go to Collingwood in their last line of defence in the back pocket area, member side of the ground.
Yeah, great tackle there by Kroll on Larkin, forced that error. And now Shane Morwood of Collingwood to take the kick in. Looking up here, and they fly for it, and nobody can take the mark. And down it goes to Passmore, over there to McCarthy. He was just stamped on there. Back it goes to Spargo, yet another kick. And he boots it down, trying to find Longmire. Can't find him. Morwood taps it out. It's gone to Larkin. This is dangerous as it goes straight to the hand pass to German. Another goal. And German has got 4 goals for North Melbourne. A great effort by that player. And he's advanced his score on the 3AW Tats Kino scoreboard to 8-8-56. 12 points up on Collingwood, 7-2-44. 21 minutes played into the second quarter. Ron Barassi.
Yes, well, it's just a bit of good luck for North Melbourne, bad luck for Collingwood there, because the loose ball hit out by Morwood came out to German. Now, it could have gone anywhere, could have gone almost through and out of bounds, but Larkin grabbed it, hand pass Cooley, German finished it off.
And now another knockout out of the ruck. This time it's by Harris. That is the other Harris. There's 2 of them playing here today. That's Darren Harris. However, there was Collingwood to be able to pulse that attack. And they did it through Brown, and the mark has been taken down the half-back line down there by Bryce. Bryce is playing in the sleeveless Guernsey also. He's booted it down where McCarthy will take the mark between centre and centre half forward for North Melbourne, and will drive his side right into attack. Looking for somebody to take a mark down here. Oh, it's a good one too. Longmire outreached and outstretched there on Shane Morwood, and Longmire has taken the mark. This lad, as you heard John Kennedy say in that pre-match interview, he pointed out that he's not yet 18. He's already kicked 2 goals. It's a big lump of a boy. Plays it full forward. And now he's moving in to shoot at goal, and he's kicked his 3rd goal. The goal umpire hardly moves, and so North Melbourne have kicked 3 goals against this wind, and they've done it very well, and they're starting to regain their composure. On the 3AW Tats Kino scoreboard, they're 9 goals, 8-62, leading Collingwood 7-2-44. 23 minutes have been played into the second quarter, and we go around the grounds to El Martello.
St Kilda lead by 1 point, 7-3-45. The Swans 6-8-44.
And Gary Bryce
Hawthorn have just scored another goal. They're now 13-4-82 to Melbourne 2-2-14.
Back in the centre of the ground is Manson clearly up towards centre half forward. Passmore had the run at the ball, couldn't gather it in. A chance for Collingwood, but they lose the opportunity. The ball's kicked out to the member side of the ground. Shaw ran at the ball, but it's going to be picked up by Mullane onto the right foot, and he's kicked it back into the centre, and he kicked it straight to the North Melbourne player over there, and they've knocked it away up towards the half forward line. Coming in was Robertson. Robertson getting it from Spargo, and the ball is marked by Turner in defence on the half back flank. He spears the ball into the centre of the ground, straight to Passmore, and we saw a couple of players last night kneeling as if in prayer taking marks, and that's exactly what Passmore did then in the centre. He's kicked it towards the member side of the ground. Coming in was McGuan, nearly took the mark one-handed. Shaw pumped the hand pass to Mullane likewise to Krasiska. Krasiska onto the left foot, taking it around the member side of the ground. It's going to slither over towards the boundary line. Kerrison nearly kept it in, but Harris there by Cracker. It's gone over the line out of bounds to be thrown in. At centre wing on the member side of the ground, North Melbourne 9-8-62 lead Collingwood 7-2-44 on the 3AW Tats Keno scoreboard, and the boundary umpire about to hurl it back into play.
And Krasiska has been placed on Longmire.
Back and comes and knocked down by McDonald, picked up very quickly by German, kicked into a mill of players there, a milling pack of players, and the ball is going to be bounced around about centre wing area on the member side of the ground, and the scoreboard shows North 9-8-7-2, 3AW Tats Keno scoreboard, and the needle works its way up towards the 24-minute mark of the quarter. Now Clayton throwing it in the air and knocked away by Manson clearly. It goes backwards and forwards, eventually picked up there by Law. Law onto the left foot has kicked it towards a half-forward flank on the member side of the ground, and Clarkson gives it a biff upfield. A chance here for North Melbourne if they're quick enough, and it's coming around there with Phil Cracker with the ball. It's intercepted, taken away by Shaw. Tony Shaw knocking the ball further afield. He's hotly pressed there by Robertson, picked up quickly by Ryan. A chance here for Collingwood to get out of trouble, and they will through Kroll up towards the half-forward line, and the mark is taken up there for North Melbourne by Robertson or Spargo. It's Spargo, and Spargo kicks high in towards that half-forward flank, knocked away by in the direction of Tony Shaw, and he hand passes quickly to Ryan, and Collingwood go away around the member side of the ground.
And there's a chance for a mark to Mullane, and he takes and he whips out a hand pass straight over there to his teammate in Barwick, and Barwick looking down to see some forward, and in the back there did seem to be Taylor, but it came out. It's going to be a goal. McEwen has received the hand pass from Hawke, and he runs into the open goal, and they desperately needed that. Taylor came up behind three, I'd say, North Melbourne players, and didn't attempt a mark. He just pushed them all in the back, got away with it. The umpire was Clayton, running straight into that pack of players, and it worked to Collingwood's advantage as they whipped it from Hawke to McEwen, and McEwen gold. So Collingwood 8-2-50, 12 points down on North Melbourne, 9-8-62, 25 minutes played, and I'm not too sure that we got right round all the grounds there. Mick Irwin, yes, Mick? Yours,
Geelong,
Mick.
Geelong 7-9-51, lead Footscray 4-4-28.
And Sammy Newman.
Well, Richmond lead by 23 points. They're 8-6-54. Carlton are 4-7-31.
Out of the centre, Manson's got it, and there'll be a ball up here by umpire Saville, as one of the Collingwood players, will pick up who it was, went down the ground. No, it might have been young Harris. That was Brenton Harris of North Melbourne. Anyhow, the umpire is Saville, and he decides to throw it up in the air, and up they go. The ball coming down again to North Melbourne's advantage. This time it's come out from German. German down toward the half-forward line. Collingwood will whip it away, though. It's going out to McGuan. McGuan to Barwick. Barwick will give a hand pass, and then, stage. Jingos, that was a great effort. That was better than an Academy Award. And Barwick will play on from the centre wing on the member stand side of the ground. Hawke's after it. He won't catch it because it'll bounce out of bounds. But it's about 40 metres away from that Collingwood goal. That goal front's open just at the moment, but Taylor's working his way back there now. And Collingwood are 12 points down on North Melbourne. We're into the time on period. In by 1 minute. The ball high in the air. And up they'll go, is knocked down again by Krasiska. They're trying to work it away. North Melbourne are doing well. North Melbourne have got it down through their little Spargo again. He's had a tremendous number of possessions. Out to Allison. A lovely mark has been taken by Collingwood and been taken by Turner. He's been a very effective player, Turner. More to be wondering. He doesn't get shifted too often. He's out on centre half back on McCarthy now. The ball has gone down in the direction of Tony Shaw. The quick hand pass. That'll link it right up now. It's gone out to Starkovich. That was a shocking hand pass, Starker. And it didn't reach its target. And so the ball is bouncing along the ground. In goes Brown, though. Brown is trying to get hold of the ball to whip it away. And umpire Saville says, give it to me. There's too many over the top of it. Players are pushing and shoving one another. Law's in there for North Melbourne. Leading inside pretty well. And it's inside the 50-metre mark now for Collingwood on their half-forward line on the outer side. They're kicking down to the Yarra Falls end, about 40 metres out from goal. If they can get hold of it here, they could do some damage. The ball is down on a whole heap of players. Eventually, it will be Larkin to get it out. And Larkin fossing it out nicely. Kicked off the ground down there by McDonald. Was good play for North Melbourne. There's a chance for Morwood. He had a chance to knock the ball on. It's come back toward Dacos. Knocked out of his hands, though, by German. German comes away for North Melbourne. Oh, good stuff. He's got it down there to Jimmy Cracker. Straight out to Phil. Phil's going to mark. And Bill is just touching his forehead, saying that's heady stuff.
I can watch them all day.
And it is heady. They're not as dominant as they used to be, Bill, but they really are marvellous to watch. And they just know exactly where each other will be. So it was Jimmy to Phil, and Phil is 40 metres out from goal. Got a interesting action as he comes in. Stabs at the ball with the left boot. Won't quite make the distance. It's been knocked away. Oh, danger as it goes straight to Larkin. Larkin's in front of goal, and it's all clear. Ryan is trying to suggest that he touched the ball, but it went through, and the goal umpire gave it a goal to Larkin. And that means that North Melbourne go on to 10-8-68. 18 points up on Collingwood, who are 8 goals 250 on the 3AW Tats Keno scoreboard, as we'll get a very quick score from Al Martello.
Swans by 2 points, 6-11-47, St Kilda 7-3-45.
Ball lost down here. Here's Ron Barassi.
Yes, it was very poor play by the North Melbourne defence. You just cannot leave a guy in the full forward line area as unguarded as that.
Collingwood defence.
Yes, Collingwood defence. When a ball goes into your goal mouth, you must have all the ground targets punch downs covered. Larkin wasn't, and he just simply and calmly just put it through.
31 minutes in, the ball thrown up in the centre. Manson knocked it down. Nobody can Fossick it out of the centre at the moment. A chance there for McRae, who's probably got the only clean apparel on the ground. You can pick him out a mile away, but you can't say that about the others. The ball now with the umpire about to throw it up. It's 10-8 to 8-2 on the 3AW Tats Keno scoreboard. The ball in the centre of the ground. In there, McDonald and Manson. McDonald actually got that one down towards Clarkson. He couldn't ferret it out, nor could anybody else for that matter. And I think the umpire will be forced to bounce again or throw it up, as we've been saying during the course of the game. 10-8 to 8-2. North Melbourne leading on the 3AW Tats Keno scoreboard. It's 31.5 minutes played. There's not much left in the quarter. They jostle there. McDonald got it down very quickly to Larkin. Larkin's kicked it over the wall. There's a free kick in the back. And coming up with a free kick for North Melbourne will be Jimmy Cracker. Jimmy Cracker over there in that outer flank at centre wing position on the outer side of the ground, and coming to take the kick. He's dropped it across to McDonald, and McDonald's marked a little bit worse off than centre half forward. Hand passes back to Cracker, and that player kicks it in towards the centre half forward area. Coming out there was Longmire. Shaw coming in for Collingwood. He's in trouble, but eventually with good handball got it out to Turner. Turner gave it across field over to Kroll, and Collingwood get out of trouble. Kicking to Banks on the member side of the ground. The half-hearted attempt to mark there. Down to the ground it goes. He's just dragged away from the ball, literally. Banks crawling after it now. Again, play on as a call, and it's good umpiring that until eventually he paid one to Banks. Well, that puzzled me because he let the first one go and paid the second as I saw it. Anyhow, it's Banks with the ball, and I think a 50-metre penalty, which is bad news for North Melbourne coming up to siren time. They are 10-8 North and Collingwood 8-2, and Banks will kick from well upfield from the centre wing position. He will kick from 45 metres out from goal, and he'd be no world certainty to do it with this ball. Coming in to take the kick now, with time ticking away in the quarter, 10-8 to 8-2. There's the siren. So this is a very vital shot for Banks. He's kicked a couple of goals, and he'll earn the praise of the coach if he can kick this one for them. Players dropping back now. Banks coming in to take the kick, and it's on its way. It's accurate, but it won't make the distance. It's going to be knocked through for a point at best. No, North Melbourne defenders did well there. They covered pretty well every aspect, and at half-time with no score from that kick. North Melbourne are 10-8-68. It's an 18-point advantage over Collingwood. 8-2-50 on the 3AW.